bell. We are live. Welcome back to the 2017 Junior Canadian Championships. I'm Jake Shuknik, and I'm joined again by Terry O'Neill.
Good afternoon, all.
Today we're doing the final for the women. We have Jordan Koss from Saskatchewan against Baylee Van Steijn from Ontario. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to us on Facebook or Twitter at BCB Official on Facebook, and Twitter is at BCB Bulls. I believe we have our two cameras here working again, so we can switch a little bit, maybe show you some deliveries as well as the other end. So Baylee's playing with the mint colored bowls, as we like to call it, and Jordan has the raspberry ripple. After a thriller of a semifinal match between Baylee and Emma Boyd, we now have the two undefeated round robin players playing in the final. Both Jordan and Baylee went 5-0 throughout the round robin.
They both did a lot of fine drawing in the games that we saw them play earlier.
I also have a special request from Baylee to say hi to Jacob and the Hanson brothers back in Ontario. I guess they're friends of Baylee. And while the women's final is going on, the men's semifinals are going on. We've got Braden Campbell taking on Owen Kirby. They're on rink 5. Rink 7 is the women's bronze medal match between Emma Boyd and Alexis Gallagher. And down on rink 8, the other semifinal between Carter Watson and Trevor Burrell.
Wow, that was a great ball
Great ball there by Jordan.
Great saver. She was down a couple there with a bear jack.
They gotta go in.
Bear with us while we put some mats underneath the tripods. Baylee's throwing her last bowl here. Looking to just draw, maybe rest a bowl. She's awfully close and just on the wrong side.
Yeah, Jordan could trail that on the backhand and get 4. Touched the jack. I think she's holding 1 now.
That would be a commanding lead to the game.
Here it comes. She's playing the forehand.
She's playing the forehand, just looking to draw. Maybe rest one of Baylee's bowls. Not quite. So I believe that'll just be 1 for Jordan. And actually have an umpire marking the
One
the
it
game
is.
here. Is that Paul, I believe his name is?
Yep. Yes, it is, Paul. Yeah.
We'll try to keep you updated on the men's semis as we go. Trevor Burrell from BC is the only guy to have gone undefeated with a 7-0 record. And he's taking on Carter Watson, who had to play a tiebreaker just to get to the semis. And then, of course, Braden Campbell, the defending champion, looking for a three-peat, is playing Owen Kirby from Ontario. Great opening bowl there from Jordan.
With that head short like that, we gotta turn the camera. Yeah.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
I was talking to Jordan yesterday, and she was actually quite worried after her third game because she had 2 tough matches left against Emma Boyd. And I can't remember who her other match was against.
That's
Corey Millard.
2 for Jordan.
But yeah, Jordan was feeling a little nervous going into her final 2 games prior to playoffs, which I thought was interesting because of her past few performances. I thought she'd be feeling confident that she could get back, but she's still susceptible to fear. Isn't too overconfident, which is probably a good thing.
Lovely draw for shot there. Yeah.
Paul's looking. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's Jordan. I think she might have pushed another one in.
That's Paul Knox is the umpire or the marker for the game.
Mm-hmm. That'll make things easy if they ever do need a measure to have an umpire right there.
Absolutely.
Big thanks to Ron Cameron and the rest of the officials for umpiring throughout the week so far. They've put in some long days. I think day 1 was probably 12 hours. Day 2 might have been 13 hours. So, I mean, they're non-stop go, go, go. Jordan's playing her forehand here. Just looking to draw in, and I think she's through the head a little bit. Baylee's talking to her coach, Cheryl Ann, down at the end there. Any guesses about the outcome of this game beforehand?
Wow. I don't know. They both displayed a lot of fine bowling, a lot of fine draw bowls. So as you can see, that head, they're well matched all over the place. So if it continues like that, it's a toss-up. And I know when Jordan locks into her line, she's shown unbelievable consistency. Jordan picks up one there.
Another one. Makes it 2-0. And the women's final here at Dartmouth Lawn Bowls Club in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia.
They have had a good run of weather this week, but there's supposed to be some inclement weather coming for the weekend, I think, in places.
I saw there might be a little bit of rain on Sunday, which, if that's the case, we might have to shut down the streaming for the day. There's a bit of a longer length there. Which is just what Jordan wanted, apparently. It's a pretty good opening bowl. Baylee's just through the head.
Some nice new uniforms Saskatchewan's got now.
I quite enjoy those. Those look sharp. They look good. Long gone are the days of just wearing whites.
And it looks great when you see all the different color uniforms and stuff.
Looking at the rink, just over on the side, Owen Kirby's up 3-2 over Braden Campbell right now. And the girls bronze. Emma and Alexis are all tied up at 1. And Carter has a 2-1 lead over Trevor in the other boys semi. Baylee's asking what the count is. One and a measure for Jordan. It's a lengthy follow through from Baylee.
And a lengthy delivery.
Jordan's going to come down and take a look.
That ball went to the back.
Just by the umpire's foot there.
Now, the information that Jordan would pick up here is that obviously she should be covering the back, don't you think?
I would think so.
She's got a couple.
Especially based off of Baylee's last bowl there, you have to think she might be looking for trail on the jackback. Might be her strategy here. It looks like there's still quite a few gaps, though. I mean, there's a lot of holes.
As they say, holes for bowls.
And of course, there are no official time limits for finals.
She's going to the backhand here. Probably try to push in that outside one. She's going to draw the pill. Very nice.
Okay. That could be interesting for Baylee here now. That gives you something to rest upon.
Framed it up a little bit. She's close.
Just through. Holes for bowls.
Very close. So that might be, we said 1 in a measure before, so it's definitely 2 then. And if they'd like to come down the other end and play, we'd figure out what that was.
They're both having a little chat with their coach here, I guess. Scoring this end didn't really matter too much. They want to have a chat.
That's a good point, though. There's strategy here. This seems to be working for her, but she might be asking Harriet, should I change it up? Should I,
Harriet might be noticing things about Baylee's game that Jordan's not picking up either, and after these first couple ends here, saying, Baylee's not playing that, or she is doing this.
There's a lot to keep track of.
There is. It can sometimes be a little overwhelming. I know, well, yeah, 2 for sure in a measure. Some of the players have been asking Daryl for tips on what to do going into this event, and correct me if I'm wrong, Daryl, I'm pretty sure he said just to keep it simple.
Keep it simple. It's the best you can do.
The best you can do is just keep it simple. Don't overthink things. Don't try to get too complicated. Just line and wait. play your game, roll your bowls. I've overheard many of the juniors yesterday. They were already talking about standings, and if I win and he loses and player 3 gets into a tie, then we might be having a 4-way tie break. But
That's the guys that are halfway down and they're hoping. I've been there and done that at National so many times that you're just it's crazy. The most important thing is to take care of those early games, so you don't have to worry and pray for someone to help you out at the end. If you're in that position, you haven't played to your potential.
You can make things real simple and just win all your games, and then you don't have to worry about it.
That's true.
Both these ladies did just that. They've won all of their games and haven't had to worry about anything. So the other night, I had Trevor Burrell's dad come up to me and ask, what are the next steps for Trevor? What does it mean to be on the youth development squad? Where should he go from here? He's a relatively new bowler, but you know, what are the next steps? So I guess to answer a few questions, the youth development squad is the top 4 male and female athletes at the under 18 event, and the top 4 male and female athletes at the under 25 event. And after this event, you're on the youth development squad for a 1-year term. In some provinces, you can actually get funding for being on a youth development squad. So you'll have to go and check out your provincial government website, I suppose, to see if your province is one of those. And by being on the youth development squad, you have access to the coach of the youth and development squad, Daryl Fitzgerald, who will be able to help set you up with training plans and resumes and really get you on your way to improving your game, which is a really useful asset to have. I know one thing that he's been asking from some of the players is videos of their delivery, so he can give them a quick critique about what's good, what's not good, what you might want to work on.
That's a great answer by Jordan there to
Draw a shot, yeah.
to the draw shot. Unbelievable.
Doesn't want to come back from out there. Weight's pretty great though.
Oh yeah. Jordan's come up there for a walk. Have a look. You
Big.
really have to have a mindset to do that and do it every time, regardless whether you think the shot is there or not. Because there is information to be gained.
It's definitely something you need to think about because it's not usually ingrained to always go down after your 3rd bowl to
Yeah.
take a look.
I think people just don't want to walk that far.
In case anybody's actually on Twitter right now, Luke Caldwell just asked me if I'd be his JH Pimp partner, and what that stands for is the Jonathan Harrison Patchouli, not sure if it's inaugural or invitational, mixed pairs championship, and that's a little event that the juniors and under 25s have run for a few years now between events, where draw names from a hat, play 4 ends of, I think it's 2 bowl pairs. I think the entry fee is usually $5, $10, something like that. Money in the hat, and whoever wins takes the pot. We got Robbie Law watching some bowls from the airport in Winnipeg. He'll be coming in here shortly, later today. Oh, he's in Toronto right now. Okay, so transferring over. Since this is the finals of the juniors for the girls, there's still plenty of action left here at Dartmouth. We've got the Forster-Lang pairs tomorrow, followed by 3 days of the under 25 championships. Winner of the under 25 will be heading to Gold Coast, Australia next year to represent Canada at the World Youth Championships.
Priscilla's the defending champion.
That's right. Priscilla Westlake won the World Youth Championships earlier this year. That's the first time Canada's ever medaled in the event, let alone win a gold.
It was a fantastic final also.
Absolutely it was.
Now for the final ball. Down 1. Going to her backhand. To try maybe push Jordan through or turn her own ball over. Weight looks pretty good. Sorry.
Ooh, just an inch short. Just need to flip that ball up and that would have done it.
I was watching the ball, but my hand wasn't hitting the... change the screen.
It's easy to get sucked right into this and to just focus on the ball as it's coming down. It's good action. If you're in the area, come on down to the Dartmouth Lawn Bowls Club. I think they're going to put a measure to it. They're not trusting that it's actually one for Jordan. Well, that's one reason why I always recommend you go down to the head and check it out yourself. Sometimes markers, even umpires, might not have the greatest eyes, or might be mistaken by a shadow or some other cause. Trust your own eyes.
Going for the calipers.
And I think they're actually using a different umpire rather than Paul to do the measuring. Owen Kirby's up to a 7-5 lead over Braden Campbell. Emma Boyd's up 6-1 over Alexis. And Carter Watson up 4-1 over Trevor Burrell. Using calipers, okay. Must be close. It's hard to believe that the finals are already here. I feel like it was just a few hours ago that we touched down in Nova Scotia, but junior championships are already coming to a close.
There's a lot of balls thrown on this week.
There sure was. Women were in 2 pools of 6, and they each got to play 5 games, while the boys were in a pool of 8 and a pool of 9, so 7 games and 8 games respectively.
Mary Cook is down there doing her prayers. This is tight.
This must be tight.
Because they've got a very small pair of calipers trying to figure it out.
I'm not sure in this case, would it be 1 point each or no points each?
It would be no points, and
Okay.
doesn't matter if it's an end played, but
Yeah.
I don't think they'd get anything, no.
Yeah, that would make sense. We're of course referring to if bowls are equal distance from the jack. No points each. Would essentially be the same as blanking an end in curling, I suppose.
Yeah, but
in curling,
different, but they're different
yeah.
in the way that they are two. So Jordan gets the measure and goes up 5-0. Excuse me.
Yeah, with curling, when ends actually matter, blanking an end has a totally different impact on the game.
Yeah, good point. Braden picked up at least 1 there.
Get him back. All tied
2
up
he
at
got.
7. Yeah. Braden and Owen tied up 7-7. They are zipping along. That's hard to believe. We're only at 5-0 in this game, and they're at 7-7.
That's a lot of. They've scored 14 points.
That's either a high-scoring affair or a fast-paced game, or both. Terry was telling me earlier that Braden Campbell is the Canadian junior darts champion. That's pretty good claim to fame.
He won that just a couple months ago.
He can play bowls, he can play darts. I'm told he plays basketball.
I think he was a shooting guard like that Jake Shuknik guy.
It's been a while since I played hoops with anyone, actually. I tried to switch over to softball this summer, and that hasn't turned out too well.
If you've had that rainy weather, it hasn't been very good.
Well, that's more my batting, actually. In softball, you pitch to your own team, and I beaned my pitcher. Gave him a quick concussion, so... Softball's clearly not the sport for me. I might have to stick to bowls. Very less likelihood of a chance of giving anyone a concussion in this game.
Well, he threw the ball at you, so he started it. A little bit of bounce in that one.
That might be enough
Way
to...
down. Just perfect bounce.
Yeah, that helped her out to keep the weight there. That's deadly. That's difficult with a delivery like that if you're going to bounce it, though, to try to be consistent with your bouncing. I know there are...
It's like David Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
He started in a crouch, stood up, bounced it on the indoor surface, and drew the jack.
As long as you can be consistent with it. I'm not sure how you can be consistent with a bounce, depending on which surface you're playing on. I would think that that would be drastically different, but as is the case with David Bryant, it clearly didn't matter.
Bryant's concentration on where he was delivering and line he was delivering the ball was incredible.
Beautiful bowl there from Baylee. That's
Absolutely.
it's putting a little bit of pressure.
Keep thinking it's going to pull up, pull up, pull up. If she's just got the right release on it, those are two magnificent shots around a closely guarded jack.
I'd have to think that Bailey's probably going to be playing on her forehand there. Might either.
Well, Jordan had been playing the forehand on this hand, and this end switched to the backhand coming this way.
Clearly paying off for Baylee.
Yeah. She's got to come with the forehand this time, I'd say. No, it looks like she's playing backhand again.
That's interesting.
She is.
She must really like the backhand going this way.
I guess so. Well, maybe she thought if she can do it, I can do it.
Well, your weight's in the
Weight's
ballpark.
great, yeah.
I'm wondering if that's a coaching thing. I've heard some coaches say that in a game of singles, just pick one hand and stick to it. Don't ever change.
Yeah, probably easier to make minute adjustments on a hand that you have control with line and weight.
Mm-hmm. Being out here on the East Coast, I've lost track of days, but today is actually the final deadline for the senior triples, so I'm going to be able to see who's all signed up for that. But tomorrow is the final entry deadline for the outdoor singles. Great shot there from Baylee.
Three amazing shots there. Amazing balls. Great weight.
If you have the time, September 4 to 9 in Winnipeg, Manitoba, head on over to our website and register for the outdoor singles. It's a fantastic event. We'll be live streaming it. Terry, you'll be playing in it.
Yep, my check's in the mail. I've registered.
You get the chance to represent Canada at the Champion of Champions. I believe this year it's in St. John's Park in New South Wales, Australia. And I think it's there next year as well. But it's a great tournament. I know I thoroughly enjoyed playing in it the 1 year I played. Baylee picked up a 3 there.
Yes, very nice. I played in the initial one in Regina, and then I played in Edmonton, and then Winnipeg. I wasn't in Winnipeg. Was it? No. Was
Yeah,
it?
you were in Winnipeg.
Yeah, but where was it last year?
Last year it was in Vancouver.
Vancouver. I wasn't there.
Vancouver.
I wasn't there in Vancouver.
So you're 3 for 4, looking to make it 4 for 5 then for the
That's
years
right.
that it's been.
Looking for a top 1 finish.
It's a great event. I think this year there's something like 30 guys signed up at the moment, and maybe 10 or so women. Braden just threw a drive over there on rink 5. Don't think he cleared out enough. Owen is still sitting a couple from the looks of things. Braden's up in the scoreboard, 9-7. Both of these girls that we're live streaming here also competed at the North American Challenge last fall at the Pacific Indoor Bowls Club in Vancouver, BC. So they've both worn the maple leaf on their back before. Both probably familiar with each other by now, I would have to think.
So they're no strangers to artificial surface, and actually this one would be considerably slower than the one at the Pacific Bowls Club.
Yeah, the PIBC tends to hover around 15-16 seconds, I'm told, and this is probably down closer to 12 or 13 maybe,
Yes.
somewhere in that ballpark. Bit of a looser head here shaping up so far. The wind just picked up substantially. Not sure if it would have that much of an effect though.
So that knocks down their forehand coming this way. That's why you see all the bowls are on the other side of the jack.
Good weight.
That should give her a count of 2. Taking this one over very carefully. She worked very hard to get those 3 to the last end. She wants to stay in touch.
Do you use a cloth or a towel whenever you play?
I do. I do, and the reason for it, that cuts her out of 1. It's because I want to have a bit of wet between my fingers and the surface of the bowl. It gives me a little more grip. It's not like grippo or anything, but just that little tacky sense of. And I've always been like that.
Interesting. Interesting.
I know you. I heard you in another broadcast earlier saying that you never use a towel. And,
No. Just commenting on that because Baylee has one and Jordan does not. So I think Baylee is probably like you, has a tendency to just sort of wet the towel and keep the
Yeah,
fingertips
I'm
a
not
little bit
trying
wet.
to shine it up or anything. I'm just trying to. Maybe my fingerprints have been filed off or something. I just need to get a little wetness there between the two, so it helps. Because I only use a size 4, so it's not like if I was holding a much bigger bowl, I might need to do it for the necessity of holding onto the bowl.
Yeah, I found that to actually to be quite tricky when I was down playing in Australia. I used a size 5, so I used a size 5 down there, but I think I probably should have been using a size 4 When
But
you,
I've adjusted my grip so that I don't have the thumb on top anymore.
it's more to the side.
It's more to the side, and I can control my. I feel I can control my weight better because I'm not dealing with the pressure of the thumb on the bowl, and at what point is it released and come off. So
Mm-hmm.
if it's just rolling off my fingertips, I feel that I can control it better.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly better than that game when I played you.
Well, that was a fun week for me to get out there and get bowling in Winnipeg. That's the first time in a long time I'd been out to Manitoba.
And they put on a fantastic event.
Did they ever?
They do every year. The hospitality out there is remarkable.
Was I was impressed with how they handled the torrential rain that basically wiped out. I can't remember if that was the Tuxedo Bulls club, which club was supposed to be hosting, but after the second day there was just so much rain that the club was virtually unplayable. So
We had practiced on it the day before, and it was not bad at all. It was very nice.
mm-hmm.
Had a nice draw, and it was running probably better than some of the other ones were.
Just unfortunate that the timing of that, but no, they handled that small crisis
Yep.
very well.
So now it's all in one spot, and
Yeah, it's all at 12-12 Dakota between Norwood and Dakota Long Bowls clubs. I've been working very closely with John Bjornsson to get things ready for the singles, and we've got 2 sets of scaffolding lined up already, and we're possibly getting a third to really get some different angles, get higher up.
it's good. John's had wonderful success in both singles events over the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
He's tough to beat out there.
I was talking to Harriet earlier this week, as they both represented Canada at the Champion of Champions recently, and the amount of practice and training that John does is just absolutely phenomenal. When they went to Australia, John was out there, I think she said 7, 8, 9 hours straight, just going to town training and practicing, which is just absolutely unheard of.
In Australia?
In Australia, and in the heat, that's got to be tough. But
But they were playing indoor there, right?
at the Champion of Champions,
Oh no, not the champion. Sorry,
that's
that was the World Cup.
yeah.
He's a very patient bowler too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I played against him twice, I think, and I don't know if he threw a drive more than once or twice in both games I played him. He's very strategic that way, and very, very patient. Always thinks of a better percentage shot to play.
Yep.
With the wind picking up, it's difficult for them to hear each other at opposite ends of the green.
Yeah. It's a little gusty too, so
Mm-hmm. Jordan's looking to add another to the count.
good weight.
4 very good bowls.
One.
Look how close those all are together.
Oh yes.
Baylee has the last bowl of the end here. We'll see if she can maybe drag the jack back for 3. She's playing her
She's
forehand.
playing the backhand too. She's playing that draw that she nailed 2 or 3 times there. The other. She seems on quite a bit of confidence in it.
Don't think that's going to do it.
Yeah, the line was great. She just needed that extra yard.
Mm-hmm.
So they were only indicating 1 before.
See if they put a measure to it.
Brayton Campbell picked up 2 that last in there. He's tied with Mr. Kirby, 11-11.
They've been flip-flopping back and forth quite a bit. It was 7-7 not too long ago, and then 9-7, 11-9. They're playing so fast. As soon as Braden's bowl's released, Owen's already on the mat with the bowl in hand, ready to go. No time wasted.
That was 4 seconds from the end of Braden's
bowl to
bowl
the
stopping until he delivered the ball. Owen.
It's a quick game, and that was 2 there for
2 for Jordan.
Actually, when I played in Winnipeg in the outdoor singles, I played against Cody in one of our games. We were so quick we didn't wait for the other bowl to finish because we already knew where it was going to be. If it's past the jack, then I already know where it's going to be. I don't need to wait for it to stop.
I remember that. That was on the natural surface. You were in the middle green, and you were finished in about 40 minutes.
Yep. Yeah.
Sets play.
I think that was actually probably the best game I played all week when I was there.
And you guys were jacking the mat up halfway up the green.
Yeah.
And having a ball.
Well, that was a great time, great game. To be fair, I think everybody who played in Winnipeg was a good game. I enjoyed playing everyone. I don't think there's anybody there I wouldn't want to play again. Every match was a good one.
Except for ours.
I'd love to have another go.
Yeah, don't worry, I've registered it. You're on my list.
Well, maybe I'll wear the mic when I'm out there, and I'll register too. And stream our game as we play.
There's a lovely draw.
Great bowl there from Baylee.
Especially on that hand. When you're both playing that hand, it kind of takes away the natural draw to the jack.
Mm-hmm. Well, great answer from Jordan. So Baylee's still holding 1, but now with Jordan's there, you don't want to kick her in. Lots of questions being asked just to try to figure out which hand to play, which shot to play. Baylee's opted to try to draw around Jordan's short bowl, I think.
She has a lovely smooth delivery also.
Beautiful to watch, that's for sure. And you can see a nice smooth delivery like that. Both girls getting them away very clean. And again, just like the game we watched earlier, almost bowl for bowl match in here. I know they're playing different hands, but matching bowls location-wise. Big thank you to our partners, sponsors, supporters, the Government of Canada through Sport Canada, the Coaching Association of Canada, help us with all our coaching needs. Kukri, our official clothing supplier. MVP Sports, longtime supporter of the junior program. Dan and Brenda Milligan, big thanks to them for always helping support the juniors. And of course, new this year is the lawnbowlingmanager.com, I guess, from Bona Lee. The one-stop shop for a club management tool. Website, database, all in one. Head over to lawnbowlingmanager.com and ask for a demo. I would strongly recommend checking it out.
Beautiful pick shot that was by Jordan to roll Baylee's second shot back.
Just got a tweet from Barb Westlake. I'm not sure if you're watching or just reaching out to us on Twitter. How's Emma doing? Right now she's up 10-5 over Alexis. Let us know if you're listening. I'll be sure to crack a few jokes for you. Nah, I wouldn't do that. While we're at it, I guess we can give you the other scores. Carter Watson's up 8-5 over Trevor. Braden Campbell's up 12-11 over Owen. From what I can see, looking at their rank, it looks like Owen's been playing lights out. He's always got a couple of his green bowls hanging around the jack.
Always.
Baylee's back to the mat, throwing her last bowl. See if she can change things up here. Just needs to move the jack an inch for 3, pretty much. Don't think that'll do it, but
Looks like it might be 2 for Jordan there.
they're quick to kick him in. So, yeah, you're right, it was 2. It's deceiving when you look at a scoreboard for how players have played. Based off of the play of these two girls, I wouldn't have pegged the score to be 11-3 for Jordan. Not that she doesn't deserve it by any means, but just the fact that Baylee's been playing quite well.
Yes, they've been well matched. The heads have been well matched.
Mm-hmm.
And if any ball was outside the shot, it was not far away, a foot. Jordan's on that backhand.
Just checking our Facebook messages here. For whatever reason, I wasn't getting them before, but Denise Everly, the executive director from Bowl, Saskatchewan, has been watching and says, "Good luck, Jordan. Thanks for the shout out about the new shirts." Yeah, the new Sask shirts are looking good. She sent that earlier this morning, so sorry for the delay in getting back to you on that.
Yeah, it was just a little short. She had the line again, but she's just a little short on us. And Jordan draws in for a second. Just sliding through.
I think Jordan might be able to see the finish line here coming up, as she's only 7 points away. Just as I said that, she came up a couple yards short. But does that get in your mind when you know you're only 3 or 4 points away, 5 points away?
No, I think I've learned to. I've faltered at that stage before, so I've learned not to be concerned with it, but more to concentrate on making that first bowl perfect, and thinking of form and release, and busy myself more with that than the end game. Jordan's got 3 there now.
That looks like 3.
Might even be a measure for 4. They seem to have picked up their pace and play quite a bit. This end is a lot quicker than
Quicker than the last
no
one.
one coming to the head, just down and go for it.
Baylee wishes she could have that one back.
I don't know if that front one's going to be in the count for
For 4 or
a
not.
4, but it's certainly 3.
Mm-hmm. The scoreboard used to never faze me whenever I played singles for the longest time. 5-6 years, I didn't really care how close I was to winning, but when I played in the North American Challenge in 2014, for whatever reason, it started to get in my head. I was up on Neil Furman, I think, 18-2, and I saw that I was that close and just choked and lost 21-18. I don't think I scored again. And then the next game, same thing again happened. I'm not sure if it was Phil Dunn or who it was I was playing, but I was up 17-2, and same thing happened again. So it wasn't until the third match when I finally got over that hump. But for those 2 games, I just, for whatever reason, saw that I was close and started fixating on just getting 2 or 3 points.
And those are 2 guys you don't want to do that against.
Nope.
Because Neil Furman, you give him a little crack and he's
Mhm.
just going to come and get you.
Yep.
Now, both girls at that point there just sat down with their coaches and had a 2 or 3 minute chat. Now they're coming up to the head to count the cookies. I see 3 for sure, for Jordan, for sure. I don't know what it was in the end. We'll soon see.
Andy Caldwell
3 it
says
was.
hi.
Pardon me?
Andy Caldwell says hello.
Oh, hello, Andy.
Unfortunately, there won't be any streaming at the senior triples, as Andy Caldwell is from Peterborough, although he recently moved to St. Thomas, but he's still looking after the greens in Peterborough for when the senior triples are there. The end is in sight now.
So whether Jordan likes it or not, I'm sure she can smell it.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure she can. And Owen Kirby and Braden Campbell keep switching blows back and forth. Owen's got the lead 14-12 at the moment. But that's quickly changing as this marker is changing the scoreboard. Braden counted that lesson. Is now 14-13 for Owen. Down at the far side, the other boys semifinal, it's 8-8 between Carter and Trevor. And in the women's bronze medal match, Emma Boyd's up 10-6 over Alexis. Mr. Bill Arthur watching from Coburg. Says Coburg's proud of Baylee, whatever the outcome. She's a great girl. Glad to have you with us again here, Bill. Frequent viewer of our streams. He was quite active last year at the NAC.
Baylee, a nice touch on the jack for Baylee. I think that would give her 2.
Good timing, Bill. She must have heard you. Knew you were watching. Have you ever played in WOBA, Terry?
I have. I played a couple of times. There was one time I was on the national team and David Anderson and I were supposed to go somewhere. And Baylee just threw the shot there.
Beautiful bowls from Baylee.
And I went up and played. He and I played pairs and played some 4s and singles and enjoyed it thoroughly. And I went up another time. I think I've been up 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3 times,
Yeah.
yeah.
Enjoyed it very much. We stayed in that little hotel across the street.
Mm-hmm. This year they decided to move it to Heritage after it's been in London for the past I don't know how many years, but Heritage being in Kitchener, Ontario. So
Right.
they changed venues and they changed the format quite a bit. Now it's just a men's 3-day tournament, men's only. First day they played 4s, Next day they played triples and singles, and then the third and final day was playoffs and finals for both, which was quite a change of format, and I quite enjoyed it. I think we played 5 10-end games the first day, so it was a lot of bowls, but 10 ends goes by pretty quickly, so you don't really notice it. It was
Yeah, I'd rather be playing than sitting around.
Well, they made sure that everybody
Jordan
was
made
playing.
a brilliant
Jordan,
draw, the
clutch.
jack cold.
That's clutch. Just when you think she's having a bit of a loose end, she goes and does that.
Yeah. This is in the area where Baylee would want to go if she was to draw through that area and take the jack with her. She could get multiple counts, or with a little firmer push on Jordan's ball, achieve the same result. Maybe get a 4.
Yeah, you can play almost any way you want at that as long as you make contact, and you're going to have a good result. But just a nice gentle push would be good.
She's got the weight to get there, I think.
I don't think she's wide enough, though. That looks a little tight to me.
Just airtight.
That's another one for Jordan.
I think it's just a single.
That'll make it 15-3.
The finals are still 18, right?
Yep, the finals are still to 18 points. It's not till the under 25s when they go to 21.
Right.
The Forster-Lang pairs, I believe, are 8-end games, but I'm not sure on that. Forster-Lang pairs will be all day tomorrow, so we'll take the day off of streaming.
Jordan got 2 out of that. So that one on the side towards us was, they indicated was the counter before, I guess was again.
16-3, although definitely not indicative of what type of game this has been. Got an umpire measure over there on the rink 5 between Braden and Owen. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, reach out to us on Facebook and Twitter.
What's the Facebook?
On Facebook, it's kind of strange. If you go in the search bar for Bowls Canada Bowling you'll find us. But on Facebook, there's actually also a bit of a handle, sort of like Twitter, where it's @BCBOfficial, and that'll bring us up. And on Twitter, it's @BCBBowls.
So you have to go to Facebook to do that.
I believe so.
You can't do it from the broadcast.
Right.
Jordan's holding with her back one down there.
She's asking to clarify. Paul's going to tell her, yeah, you are shot. Must be a very tight measure over there between the two boys. That umpire's been down for a few minutes going back and forth. Must be very close.
Draw
Great
the
ball
bill
there.
and a toucher.
Jordan trying to seal the deal here.
Nice weight here.
Actually, is he the one you played in the final six, right? Yeah. I played him in that four. South Rider. Super Mario. When I played him, it was cold every single time he threw a ball. He takes it up and put it back. Every goal.
Jordan looking to see if she had 2. The umpire said she has. Marker says she has 1.
She'll be looking to add a second. I think she's a little quick on this. Just a few feet through. After After the umpires finally finished measuring, Owen Kirby's now up 16-13 against Braden Campbell. He's just 2 points away from taking out the two-time defending champ. Jordan's going to come down and take a look at this just to see how far away she was and how close she needs to be to get.
That's a good spot where she put that ball, Baylee. Because if she can come with her last ball, tap the shot ball, which is frozen against the jack.
Yeah, the jack will squirt right to
a
it.
Nice result there.
Bill Arthur's letting me know he missed the first 2 days because he was with the 2 Coburg ladies teams in Almonte. Ontario was having their senior triples playdowns the past 2 days. Up near the Ottawa area in Almonte and Goleta, I think. Jordan was pushing that one along, trying to urge it past, but crashed into Baylee short ball up front. Baylee's last bowl here, I'm sure she's just looking to touch on Jordan's bowl like you said earlier. The jack will pop sideways. Close. Got her. Wow.
What a great ball. She needed that badly. What a beautiful ball.
Owen Kirby's chasing his bowl down. He's currently lying 1. Braden Campbell has 1 to come. Earlier this year, we released a couple of videos. One about bowls, it's just brilliant, and another of a technical video about how to deliver a bowl. We'd like to hear from you. What do you think our next video should be about? We've got one more that's just about ready to be released about sponsorship. But after that, when it does finally come out, what would you like to see next? What do you think would be a good video for us to create? What do you want to know?
Jordan's called for a measure on the jack. Baylee, having secured that last point, has tried to change the lines by pulling the mat up maybe 4 or 5 meters. And she threw the jack maybe 4 or 5 meters short on the other end, so I think it's still good, but could be close.
Well, your eyes have been good so far today.
You'll notice I'm not betting any money on this one.
Well, I think you should be. I think she's good by...
All right, nickel 98 then.
Yeah, good by a fair bit.
Yep. That
It's good. So Braden tried to drive there and picked out something, but he's still just the 1.
Yeah, I think so. They're still playing. If it was any more, the game would be done. So Owen Kirby's up 17-13. That can sometimes be the issue when you've won twice in a row. You've got a pretty big target on your back.
Oh.
Everybody's looking to get you.
Enormous, enormous.
And Jordan doesn't care where the mat is placed. Still just pings him on. Thanks, Barb. She says she loves the videos. Just saying.
The people in it are what makes it.
I was quite happy to see some of them here today. At the very end of the bowls, it's just brilliant. You get the The young fellow with the sunglasses smiling away, and he's wearing those same shades here this week, which I thought was just brilliant. If I'm not mistaken, it's Mason Boyd that I'm talking about wearing the sunglasses, I think.
Where is he? Is he here?
He was here playing. He must be here spectating somewhere. I can't see him on the benches right now, but he was here all week.
Picked it up.
Mason. Oh yeah, there he is, just next to the water cooler over there, next to the clubhouse.
Jordan did another lovely one. Although that was on the path that Baylee just played, so she can deliver that same ball. She might be good.
Very close.
Yes,
Beautiful
she
ball.
chips it to herself. Lovely ball.
We'll see if Jordan can seal the deal here with her last bowl. I think it's a little wide.
This won't turn there.
Baylee will pick up another one. Stay alive.
Stay alive at 16-5.
Your favorite player down on rank 8, Trevor Burrell's taking the lead 10-8 over Carter Watson.
But I fear he's lost 2 or 3 in this head. Maybe, well, he's looking at one for sure. Maybe that orange one in the middle is still good. Yeah, he's taking out the string. See where she puts the jack this time. She's got the mat well up.
Yeah, Matt well up again. It seemed to work for her last time.
Yep.
That should be plenty good, lengthwise, I would think.
Just a hair deeper than she was last end. Or one in before that.
Yeah.
Braden got something out of that.
Yeah, he did. I think he got
a couple.
Yeah, so 17-15. Owen has the lead, but now either player can win it in this end.
The plot thickens.
And
Nice
Bailey's first
start
bowl
for
is
Baylee. Oh my.
beautiful start. Couldn't quite get the flop down though. I always love it when it just flops over at the end. Tuck it in behind. Jordan's hard after her. Look at this.
Very close.
Very good opening bowls.
Yep.
See if Baylee can replicate her first. I think she might be coming up a shade short. Yeah, just about a yard.
Wow.
Jordan just snuck around.
Draw. I don't think she got shot, do you?
No, I don't think so. I think it's
It's
still
just short.
still between those first two bowls.
Still the green one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Bailey's still holding one.
We're going to talk about this one. And rightly so. What would you play there, Jake?
If I were Bailey,
Oh.
I would probably switch hands, to be honest, and see if I can rest on Jordan's first bowl. That's just off to the
One to the side there.
one to the side of the jack, yeah. So, yeah, let you take a look
Sorry.
at take a look at the head. What we're talking about
Yeah.
here. I'd probably rest on the right bowl there if I were Baylee. I think that's
It might be because of the Jordan's bowl is jack high there. It might do least bit of damage even if she ran into it or slid by it. It wouldn't be pushing it onto the jack. As opposed to if she comes this other hand, we know how it cuts across the head. We'll see what she's up to.
We'll see what she does. She just had a chat with Cheryl.
She's playing on the backhand.
That's interesting. She's
That's confidence in that draw. She can draw around the top of that.
must be confident with it, but I think she's inside. Yeah. But that'll change things up for Jordan now.
Sure will.
If you're Jordan, are you looking to just push yours in? She has that short one in the middle there that just needs a few rolls. She's playing that same hand.
Yep. Very close.
Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo.
Wow.
And Owen Kirby just upset the two-time defending champ Braden Campbell. He's coming down to take a look, but Braden's already kicking bowls off. And that's it. Owen Kirby from Ontario will be in the final.
Good for him. It didn't take them long. They put 18, 28, 33 points on the board.
Mm-hmm. High
in
scoring
next
affair.
to no time.
Oh, beautiful
What
bowl
a
there, Baylee.
beautiful
Just
ball. She double kissed it. Did she keep it to her side enough to get two?
I think she did. Jordan still has one left to come. She is playing deadly in the past few ends here, Baylee is.
So that's still quite a battle in the others men's semifinal, 10-10.
All tied up at 10. Emma Boyd's up 16-8 over Alexis.
Now, Jordan?
Gonna go have a chat with Harriet.
Yep. Harriet giving her a slap on the hand and let's get it done. Play it with confidence and let her go.
Looks like she's playing
Coming down the middle,
enough weight to get through the head.
looking for a push.
And she pushed the wrong one. Oops.
Yeah.
That could be 3
Well.
for Baylee, I think.
2 for sure.
Yeah, 2 and a look. I never realized I was a part of so many Facebook groups until now. Ralph Ellis is posting the scores in every single lawn bowling group that I'm a part of, and I didn't realize there were so many, but I keep getting notifications saying that posted in Talking Bowls in Canada, Club MVP, OLBA,
That's good.
District
A lot of
7.
people are interested.
It's great. It's great stuff.
Measure for 3 for Baylee.
For Baylee. Cue the comeback here. This has been quite the little rally.
I think it was looks like 2.
I think it was just 2 as well, but we'll see what. Yeah, just 2. 16-7 now. again want to give a big thanks to Lena Cameron and Anne-Marie Seitman, co-chairs for this event, the whole host organizing committee for making everything work. Just off to our side, Anne-Marie is snapping a few pictures. If you're ever on our, whether it's Facebook or our website, probably all the junior pictures for the past 3-4 years have been from Anne-Marie Seitman. She's fantastic with a camera.
This could be. This jack might be short.
And they're calling for a measure. So you think it'll be a little bit short? I think you're right. Quite a bit short.
Yep. Good yard. I think I'm going to give up calling them anymore. My luck's about to run out.
Retire with a perfect record?
Yep. So, that being said, Jordan's at least going to get back. She's going to pace off her length.
Only
a
2
little
paces.
longer, in fact.
Interesting. Interesting.
Oh,
You watched
I'll probably throw it shorter.
earlier today. It was what, 4 or 5 paces from the tee?
Yeah,
that she did. And
exactly.
this time it's only 2.
And a bit of a longer jack.
Trying to change things up since Baylee wanted it so short. Jordan's gonna say, you know what? Let's go the exact opposite then.
Those 2 young fellows over on number 8 will need a psychologist after they're finished playing on that green.
You were saying it can be a little tricky.
Oh yeah, there's one hand that's very interesting.
It's a pretty good opening boulder from Baylee, just
Not too bad for a start.
a little more than a mat length short.
That's a. I had a spell where I had the yips when I went to throw the jack,
Oh yeah?
and so. But it was very disconcerting for the people I was playing because no matter where they threw it, I put my first ball right on top of the jack. So it was like I was making them do all this extra work. They weren't too happy. Now, Bailey's got a couple of nice ones going.
How did you overcome that little case of the yips?
When I came home from the tournament, I went to the green, and in 3 days I threw 1,000 jacks.
Wow. Wow. Practice makes perfect.
And I got it out of my system. It was just a stupid stepping error or something like that. I couldn't keep it between the pins, which is strange. This is another nice bowl by
Baylee is stringing them on, and it looks like Jordan's had a couple of loose bowls here. I wonder if the confidence has been shaken after Baylee's put together these few ends here. She's still holding a couple.
that helped.
Baylee wants to know who's second.
I think she's over that side. Yep.
And third. Yeah, so just 2.
Okay. She's still playing the backhand.
For those who are eager about results in the bronze medal match, Emma Boyd just took the bronze, 18-9 over Alexis.
Well done. Jordan's going to come up and have a look at this predicament.
Barb Westlake just tweeted us saying yips with a question mark, so I'm not sure if that's a question as to what is yips or if some other sort of comment. But the yips is when, I think it's a common golf term really, when...
Right, they can't putt a 6-inch putt.
Mhm.
The head of the putter won't, just moves all over the place. And like Ernie Els. What tournament was that he 7-putted the green or something? It was incredible.
It's,
This man he was one of the, still is one of the best players.
I guess you could say it's a psychological thing where something that's so simple that you've done over and over again now is just the most complicated thing and you just can't do it. You sort of get shaky and can't follow through.
That might have cut her down. To 1.
Yeah, just the one.
1's what she says.
Tack on another. It's now 16-8. Jordan's still just looking for that elusive 2. And over at the other end of the green, we've got Trevor Burrell at 12 and Carter Watson at 11. Although Carter's pinned one on the jack and Trevor's just off to the side. Looks like they might have figured this green out a little bit. At least the one hand anyway.
Yeah, the backhand works well. If they've figured out the other hand, I want to go over in 2 minutes and see what they're doing.
Yeah, take notes.
Absolutely. See, now there's one he's throwing there on that forehand. Huh? Get into the head.
Came in close.
I take it back.
Maybe we'll need to go move the cameras over there and videotape to see what they're doing so we can replay it over and over.
Exactly. Bringing the helicopter overheads.
We've got another jack measure here.
This one might be okay.
Yeah, I would think that might be okay. Maybe not.
Yeah, I think it's okay. By an inch.
No. Yeah, too short.
What? That must have been close. Or sometimes they just throw it back.
You brought us out here again. This is the 3rd time in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. You'll pay.
You'll pay. Enough of this. Although sometimes you can call a jack measure just to try to sort of throw your opponent off their groove.
Change the pace? Absolutely.
Seen
I
that
wouldn't
happen.
do that.
Barb Westlake is quick to let the local media know that Emma Boyd is bringing home a bronze medal. Quickly tagged Optimus Sports to let them know. Hopefully they can do a little write-up article in the paper.
Now we've got a longest jack we've seen in this game.
Oh yeah, this is a long one.
Matt's at about 3.5 meters and the jack's just about on the pin.
I think Baylee's coming up a little bit, maybe a foot short, but more narrow than short. Bill Arthur says his last tweet encouraged Baylee, so he's doing it again. It was right about that turning point when Baylee was only at 3 that Bill Arthur last tweeted, and it got her up to 8, so for those who are superstitious, he's seeing if you can keep it going.
Are you superstitious, Jake?
Not really, no. Definitely played with a few superstitious folks.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know if you remember Dylan Jacobs, but he was
Yes.
a young bowler from London.
Yeah.
When he'd play in a tournament, if he got on a hot streak, he wouldn't change his socks. He'd wear those day in, day out.
Oh, I have to suffer through that.
Yeah. Beautiful bowl there from Jordan.
Oh, yeah. Very nice. And Bailey's got one just behind that, so she can afford to be
Little over.
certainly up to the jack, up
Mhm.
to the head. Her bowls seem to just run on forever. She must get a really nice release overspin on the bowl because
Just keeps
they
going.
just keep going. Maybe it's the design of the logo or something, but it certainly looks that way to the eye.
So Jordan's lying 1. Bailey has a couple behind there nicely, so Jordan's gonna have to be careful not to move the jack
Yeah,
at all.
it does finish at the end there, doesn't it? See how that finishes
Definitely
hard.
there. Beautiful bowl.
That's a beautiful bowl, that really is.
I would have to think she's lying 2 right now.
She can still afford to be up,
Well,
that's for sure.
I think she has to be. This is her last bowl. So if she doesn't change something here, then that's the game. Assuming that Jordan is actually lying 2 there, which I believe she is. Definitely can't afford to be short on this.
Scoop somebody up that's free agent.
Are you going to throw weight at that, do you think?
I was going to ask you if I really wanted to give Jake
I don't know.
Jake's going to do this year. Hope he can roll a size 3.
Pretty narrow target. Awfully narrow.
Yeah, it's not huge. Not huge by any means.
You certainly got to be,
I know.
if you're going to move anything, you got to.
The hard
Here she goes.
Unfortunately, I've been booked.
It's
Chasing
coming
it
down
It's
hard.
coming. It's coming hard.
Coming. Oh,
Oh.
what a great effort.
I got 75,000.
People are clapping. Is that
Does it look
the
like
game?
2?
75 grand.
Yeah, that's the
Yes,
game.
it is.
Good hug out there.
Congratulations to Jordan.
18-8 was the final score. Jordan Koss with the gold medal. Bailey Van Steijn with the silver. Can't quite see the scoreboard over on rink 8, but I don't think our cameras will really reach that far anyway, so
I think Bob Law must have got on his flight. He stopped answering.
I think we will call it for now until the boys' final, which will probably be on rink 3 again as well, I would think.
He's in the doghouse.
Not quite sure on the timing of that, as it really does depend on when the semifinal finishes, and then they'll probably give them a half-hour break after that. So
He's got to get like 200 quid.
it's 3:45 right now. I wouldn't be surprised if we're not back until 5 p.m. Nova Scotia time, would be my guess. But stay tuned to our Facebook and Twitter. We'll let you know when we're going back live, as the men's final is still to be played.
We'll see you then.